Coming from tip ranks, options traders have now placed $26 billion of short bets against SpaceX stock. So at this point in time, SpaceX is the most shorted stock on all of Wall Street. So over 30% of SpaceX's stock is now currently being shorted. But the thing is, when we talk about numbers, when we talk about 30% of their stock being shorted, what does that actually mean? What are you comparing that to? And if you look at Tesla, only 3% of Tesla's stocks are being shorted. Now, to be clear, the value of Tesla has gone down tremendously over the past number of months. I think year to date, they are down by something like 30%. So Tesla has been falling too. But even with Tesla falling, only 3% of the shares have been shorted. Whereas with SpaceX, over 30% of the shares are shorted, which means a hell of a lot of investors think the value of SpaceX is going to go down a hell of a lot further. We take a look at this. Market data shows that SpaceX is now the most shorted stock on Wall Street as options traders continue placing big bets that the share price will continue to fall. Bears have wagered $26 billion against the rocket ship and AI company less than 2 months after its IPO in June. Currently, 35% of SpaceX's tradable shares are sold short, according to the data from S3 Partners. And again, so we're talking about 35% of the shares in SpaceX are sold short compared to 3% for Tesla. That shows you, as far as the market is concerned, a hell of a lot of people don't have any faith in SpaceX at this point in time. That means option traders on Wall Street are betting on continued declines for SpaceX stock. The bets against SpaceX are being ratcheted up as the share price has been cut in half, down 50% from a peak of 225 reached shortly after the company's June 12th IPO. Option traders appear to be betting against SpaceX in the lead up to the company's first quarterly financial results that are scheduled for August 4th. The first earnings report is expected to be a big test for SpaceX, which remains unprofitable, and the valuation of the stock, which currently stands at $1.5 trillion. The August 4th earnings date triggers the company's unique lockup period, which will allow insiders to begin selling shares earlier than the typical 180-day timeframe. This means that earnings report could trigger massive selling of the stock by SpaceX employees, early investors, and institutions that hold a substantial number of shares, leading to further declines in the price. The first earnings report clears the way for investors to sell 20% of their eligible locked up stock worth $112 billion starting on August 6th. Short sellers seem to be ratcheting up their bets against SpaceX stock in anticipation of a big wave of post-earnings selling. Right? So the idea is when you short sell, the concept is normally when you buy and sell stocks, you buy low, sell high. When you short sell, essentially you buy high and you sell low. The farther down it goes, the more money you make, and that's why people are excited. The thing they have to be concerned about when you're short selling is something called a short squeeze. This is what happened with GameStop. There are a lot of people that were shorting the GameStop stock, and the issue is, at a certain point in time, you actually have to buy stock in order to be able to do the whole short thing. And so what happened with the squeeze is that so many people bought GameStop shares that the short sellers were not able to buy the shares they needed to cover their shorts, and all hell basically exploded with that, right? But that was the thing with GameStop, is that there were a limited number of shares available to be purchased, and basically all the people that were doing the short squeeze purchased those shares, and that's what squeezed the short sellers. The thing to be thinking about this with the short sellers is that on August 6th, a hell of a lot more shares are going to come on the market. So it is less likely, let's say, that there could actually be a real significant short squeeze on SpaceX, simply because literally at the point that you would be trying to do the short squeeze, more and more stock would be coming on the market, and then that becomes a bit of a disaster on its own. The other thing to be thinking about with the short here is when you have these employees and these investors, right? When the lockup period expires for them, they're able to sell their shares. An important thing to understand here is if they sell their shares, that's not necessary, to be clear, not necessarily stating that they don't believe in SpaceX. It's not necessarily stating that they don't think SpaceX is going to be a $10 trillion company. But remember, these are normal employees. These are, wait for it, people. They're actually people that own equity in SpaceX. And people, right, would like to have nicer houses. And people would like to have nicer cars. And people would like to go on a really nice vacation. And people have been waiting a long time to be able to sell some of their equity to get some of the nicer things in life. And so one of the big things to be thinking about when August 6th rolls around is there's going to be a lot of selling into the market, not because the employees or investors, again, to be clear, necessarily think SpaceX is a disaster, but simply because they are going to need cash for any number of reasons. And so that all that stock is going to come on the market. We've had a low so far. The lowest SpaceX has gone is down to about $107 a share. Last time I took a look at it, it's about $115 a share. To be clear, it IPO'd at $135 a share about a month ago, so it is well below the IPO price. And so when you look at SpaceX, the big question is where would the pop in value be? What could SpaceX possibly do at this point in time to get people convinced that it's not a $115 a share company? It's really an 800. Raymond James says this company is worth $800 a share, is a $10 trillion company. If you look at what SpaceX is doing, I mean, do you believe that? Like even like with the Starship. So Starship apparently, to be clear, Starship apparently had a successful launch. I say apparently because it kind of depends on who you're listening to, but we'll go with the apparently. We'll go with it. It was successful, right? Anyways, they launched the Starship. They deployed something like 20 satellites out of the Starship. The Starship then re-entered Earth's atmosphere, was intact, apparently was intact, essentially all the way until it hit the ocean, and then it sank into the ocean as it was supposed to, right? And so that is considered a win. Like obviously, look at the successful Starship launch. Obviously, this company is worth God knows how many trillions of dollars. But here's the thing, even if it was successful, even if we take it at face value, that was 100% successful and it is full steam ahead for SpaceX, as I've said many times before, what does that actually mean? What does that actually, okay, like once you get the Starship, now you have a Starship, now you have a solution to the problem of getting more crap up into low orbit. But the question after that they can get to is the whole business thing, right? The whole business development thing. And is anybody going to care, right? The idea of putting AI data centers into space. Look, you can either put your AI data center into space, or you can put it in Wyoming, or I'm just going to put this out there, you can rent space from the data centers that are already failing. And I really want you to think about that for a second. Like, I think that kind of gets like glossed over in this whole conversation. Data centers are already failing. And that's before we get to Wyoming. That is long before we get to Wyoming, right? And so it's like, are you going to put your data center into space, or are you just going to rent from the data center that's already having issues, right? We're seeing that. And I think that's going to be the interesting thing to take a look at with SpaceX going forward, is just what gets them out of the doom loop. And I just can't fathom what it is. What product is coming down the pike that gets SpaceX out of the doom loop? The only successful way out for SpaceX, I think at this point in time, is basically going by Elon Musk's playbook of merging it with Tesla. Again, if you think about it, as I've talked about before, with Tesla, I don't agree with the argument. I don't buy it, but I understand the argument, right? The whole idea with Optimus robots and all that kind of stuff. Look, I don't think it's going to get to where they say it's going to go, but I understand what they're arguing about. As I've said with SpaceX, I don't understand the argument. I don't even get what we're arguing about here. So one of the things to think about here is they might then merge SpaceX with Tesla, but then that's just going to be ugly. Because that's what he did, right? He bought Twitter. Twitter was failing, therefore he had XAI purchase Twitter. And then XAI was failing, therefore he had SpaceX purchase XAI. Now SpaceX is failing, so he's going to have Tesla purchase SpaceX, just like he had Tesla purchase Solar City. Hey, remember the solar roof tiles? Another thing fucking Elon Musk failed at that nobody ever talks about, right? The whole mythology of never bet against Elon Musk. Elon Musk always wins. Except for the many things he fucking failed at. Remember with Solar City? Whatever happened with that, right? Again, it was a good idea. I looked at solar roof tiles. I was like, wow, I would love to buy solar roof tiles. I still cannot buy solar roof tiles. So anyways, what do you think about 35% of SpaceX's shares currently being shorted? What do you think about the future of this stock? Do you see a way out of this doom loop, other than him combining it with a Tesla? And then does all this just turn into one ugly ass turd of a company? I don't know. Put your thoughts. Put your thoughts down below. If you like these episodes, do remember they're on Spotify and on Apple Podcasts. Link is down below. If you'd like to follow me on LinkedIn, there's a link down there too. With that, see y'all later.